What is up, everybody? Jerry with Dipping Dip Trading, back for another video. Going to be talking about Ater Incorporated, or ticker symbol ATER. Going to be doing a recap on the week, kind of what I could see in terms of next week. Also going to be jumping into some technical analysis. Going to be checking the ORTEX data. I'll probably also, if I have time to get to it, I'll probably be checking on some FinTel as well. Excuse me, but before I get started, please don't forget to hit that like, smash that subscribe button. Helps out the channel, helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps people find the content, and just helps everyone all together in terms of the community. So let's get this thing rolling. So on the day, Ater finished the intraday at $10.49, down 34 cents or 3.14% on the intraday. And the after hours was down another 33 cents or 3.15% and finished the after hours at $10.16 respectively. Now, again, volume was below the average, so not a whole lot of volume today. We had that plus we had, it looks like, some borrowed shares that were returned. Now, based on the shares on loan and the utilization, I don't particularly think that these shares were shares that were shorted into the market. I think that these were shares that were held and basically they didn't really do anything with them. So I think that's kind of where you see that price action, just in terms of what was returned back and basically sold back into the market, which is, you know, dictated by the price action today. Now, what I do want to go over with you guys, let me jump over to the, man, why am I so zoomed out? Hold on a second. All right. So real quick, what I want to show you guys is where we are, which is here. Basically, we bottomed out of that bull flag, okay? And people are saying that we are kind of in this zone right here. And I would have to disagree with that. And the reason being is because we did not come out of this zone and go straight into a bull flag like we did here. Where I think we really are is I think we are right over here. So I think we climbed out of this area here. And then I think we were here. Basically, let me go back. So basically at the start of the day today, so notice how it resembles this. So we started climbing, actually, excuse me, right here. So we started climbing and then we started having the sell-off, okay, which is pretty much where we were today. Now, I don't particularly think that it's going to continue like this. And the reason being is because of where we are trending with RSI, where we are trending with the MACD. I don't, in the interim, think that it's going to stay like this. I mean, just looking at it right here, I mean, if you zoom in, I mean, notice how we bottomed out. RSI is starting to trend back up. This is on the hourly. Okay, I mean, you guys can see it clear as day, just like I'm seeing. Notice how the RSI is starting to trend up. Okay, and the stock hasn't started trending up yet in the hourly. 30-minute, same thing. 5-minute, even more so. So, I mean, like, look, it's even, I would say, even trending down, and the RSI is trending up, which is why I think we could see a momentum swing at the beginning of next week. There's just no rhyme or reason that this thing should not be running. We have the utilization that's continuing to be maxed out. We have the current shortage to the free float is still over 40%. Cost to borrow minimum is still over 130%. You know, on that note, let me jump over to ORTEX so you guys can see what I'm reading off of. That way you guys can understand exactly where we are with this thing and why you should not be discouraged in the least bit. I mean, we are still following, and you know, and from a relative standpoint, the zones that I've kind of forecasted. Now, I did have to adjust them a little bit, but you know, I kind of told you guys, like, hey, after we climb, expect us to consolidate, which is pretty much what we did. We pretty much were net neutral on the day. We went up and then we went back down, you know, in terms of the price action. So we were relatively net neutral in terms of what we gained and then what we lost. So, but jumping over to ORTEX, utilization's at 99.68%, based on the 7 days ago, which is 99.74. Cost to borrow is at 150.69%. 150.69%, up 12%. Okay, days to cover is down a little bit, but it's down just under 2% there. Shares on loan is up 6%. Free float on loan is up 6%. The estimated short interest of the free float is still down, but that hasn't really changed over the last week or so. Exchange reported short interest is up also 12%. Now, on the day today, the short interest change was down 3%. So we had 1.72 million shares returned versus 1.2 million borrowed against, for a net borrow change of 525,000 returned for Ethereum specifically. Okay, the current short interest of the free float is 42.1%. Cost to borrow minimum 134.71%, with the max just under 200 and the cost to borrow average just over 150. And again, guys, you can see it here. This is the reported short interest history for Ethereum. Check it all the way back to last year. We've gone from 152,000 shares short in a year, okay, to 7.52 million in 1 year. Think about that for a second. It just validates the fact that when COVID hit, these companies, these hedge funds were manipulating the market to a certain point, to where they were taking all this extra cash flow that they had and they were just shorting it into the market and just making more money. Which now, I don't know if you guys saw, but the SEC and Citadel now have a court date on, I think it's October 25th. So it's definitely going to be something that's going to be eye-opening. And I hope, and I hope you guys are aware of this too, but I hope the SEC gives it to them, man, because this is a long time coming. And companies like this, or your Toys R Us or your Radio Shack, those kinds of companies that were being shorted into oblivion and bankrupted because of companies like Citadel Securities. I mean, it needs to stop. And we need to be trading in a fair market that is transparent, that everyone can understand what we're seeing, and we can make well-informed decisions. Whereas, there's times where you feel like you're kind of, you're blindfolded and you're trying to hit a target in the dark. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be a time for change, and I think we're approaching that date here at the end of the month. So, but that'll wrap it up for this one. Again, I would forecast us to move next week, just based on this in the immediate bullish divergence phase that we're in right now. We do have support. Real quick, let me go to the hourly. So real quick, we have support at 1010. Looks like we bounced there. We also have support at 991. So we do have support within that 20 cent range. But yeah, I will see you guys on the next one, and peace.